Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another match on StarCraft Inc. I'm SSN Incarnum, and this particular matchup is between Ares and galaxyMvP. Now let's talk about Ares up here. This is actually Bomber, okay? Ares is his Smurf account. This is a Korean ladder match, and he will be facing, like I said, galaxyMvP. In the bottom left, he is a Zerg player, as you can see. Now, Galaxy, guys, you're going to have to help me out here. It says galaxyMvP, but on the replay, he was described as GG Galaxy. Now, I don't know anything about this player, so I don't know what kind of clan he belongs to. If he's GG, if he's MVP, I don't know, man. So let me know if you know. If you don't know, I can't help you. Sorry. This is going to be a good matchup, though, despite who these players are, who they are not. I mean, it was rated really high on Gosu Gamers, a lot of views, a lot of downloads, and I am pretty excited. This is a Season 3 match. It is a ladder map. This is a Season 3 ladder map, and it's called Abyssal Caverns. And I'm really interested to see how players play these maps now, as they're brand new. We've not seen a lot of things on them, and they could go in any direction, man. So we are seeing the Zerg player save up for that hatch, and there he goes. He's dropping the hatch. That is a 13 hatch. And so I'm not sure what the pool timing is going to be. We'll just have to wait and see. And the Terran player is going for this wall here that we don't see very often anymore, okay? You don't often see that barracks as part of the wall. It's quite frequently a barracks kept farther back and 3 supply depots here. Now, the reason you probably won't see that against a Zerg player is because you don't want to build 3 supply depots so early. It's much more efficient in like build order wise to get a supply depot than a racks than a supply depot than it is to get 3 supply depots. If you're waiting for your 3rd supply depot, you will never get that wall up in time, and Lings will be in your base. We are seeing an early gas. I don't know if it finished before or after the barracks. Sorry, I missed that. And we are seeing the pool on its way quite some time ago. Where is it? There it is, nice and tucked behind the line. So this is good pool placement, guys. Keep this in mind because Hellions will get stuck. They will not be able to come through directions like this or come through like this. If they do, they will get caught here or get caught here and have to go up this way. So it stops Hellions from just, you know, darting through your entire line and making your life absolutely freaking miserable. We are seeing this hatchery finish and drones transferring to it. And we are seeing Lings on the way. There they are, 2 Lings. Now, what these will do is they will come up here and they will poke up on the ramp. They will also scout for an Expo in the natural, a really, really speedy Expo, which is very popular against Zerg, as both Protoss and Terran players try to keep up with the Zerg's macro capabilities. And they're usually forced to harass while they do it. Yeah, they don't really have much of a choice, because if you just let a Zerg macro, he's going to get out of control. This Zergling's going to poke up the door. He's going to see how many Marines are there. He's going to see the reactor. Now let's talk about something quick. He sees this factory, which is huge, but let's say he didn't see the factory. Let's say he saw this reactor. The gas is a big sign. There are still SCVs on this gas, 3 of them in fact. If he had flown an Overlord in here, or if at any time he was able to scout this gas and see that those workers are still on there after the reactor started on the barracks, you know that that barracks is going to switch that reactor off onto a tech building, whether it's a starport or a factory. In this case, it's a factory for Hellions. If they are not on the gas, you can expect Marines from that reactor. So that is a sign. If you guys are having trouble scouting Terran players because of this wall, if you can get that bit of information, that is important. Sometimes sacking an Overlord, or flying it in there to its death just to see what's in there is worth it. 100 minerals for a free scout. Well, I guess it's not free, but 100 minerals for a scout is key, man. So these Hellions are going to come down. There's a spine crawler in place. There's a queen blocking the ramp, though I think things can still get through. Yes, they can. And I don't even think a force field could choke this off. I think you'd need 2. I don't know. I haven't really experimented with it this season yet. There are 2 queens. There's an evolution chamber going down here, which is nice because it will narrow this off, and a queen will be able to stand there and hold position and stop these Hellions from getting through. These Hellions will be able to harass the building actually from a distance. The queen's going to chase them, but the queen cannot do anything once those Hellions leave the creep, and that is what they're going to do. Look how slow she is. I've seen Peanut Butter slide down. You know, I've got nothing. Peanut butter is faster than this queen. I'm gonna stop trying to make jokes and just talk about StarCraft. I'm not a funny guy. Hey, Hellions coming down here, and Marines at the front door to basically prevent any kind of run-bys. This is actually a really, really nice and safe natural. I'd never really realized that before. Look at this, man. This is such an easy natural to take. A nice low ground wall capability. Protoss could forge fast expand here. Really nice. I've never noticed that before. Look, even the Zerg player is walling. Now, he is revealing a little bit of tech here, but unlike Terran, like, okay, let's say there's 3 racks in one factory, okay? What does that say? That says that there is a lot of bio coming out. There is a factory here, but that could mean Hellions or siege tanks. But I mean, you can pretty much guess what is going to be constructed due to the ratio of production facilities. If there are more factories than barracks, you're going to expect more mech. Now with the Zerg, he is revealing this Baneling nest, but he never, ever, ever, ever has to produce a Baneling. Ever. Okay? He can produce, you know, because that's not the production facility. So revealing that tech isn't too bad. Now if it was a Spire, that's a little bit different because you're not going to get a Spire like this without building some sort of air unit. So he does not want that Spire to be revealed. These queens are nicely nestled in this space. I like that a lot. Those Hellions can't get through and harass the lines. It does look like they're going to be able to deal some damage to the structures. Ling's going to run in here. Look at this supply depot setup. That is interesting. Now Lings cannot get surface area on that bunker. I think that is really cool. I've not seen that before, and I'm really impressed by that play. The Zerg player is just kind of wandering around the map with those Lings. He doesn't want them to get spotted by these Hellions. That would be bad news bears for him, as those Hellions, are they Blue Flame yet? I think we did see Blue Flame from that factory. Yes, Blue Flame is done and researched, and if those Hellions find those Lings, that is not going to be a good day for anyone involved. Well, except for the Hellions. They will enjoy that very much. We do see a third coming down for the Zerg. And we do have Muta flying around. 7 Muta. And they're going to catch these Hellions. They do. Oh, free Hellions for the Zerg player. But no, not free. It just appeared to be free. There are a lot of Marines here for Ares. And not the best engagement micro there for the Zerg player. He lost a Muta. He really didn't have to. He had the chance to leave and not take any damage. Now what is going to go on here? This is quite the big push here. The Terran player has got a lot of stuff. But look over here. We have Banelings and Lings. And now he's wedged up against the wall. He has nowhere to run. Lings are going to box him in between the building. Banelings smash into all the Marines. And the Muta come in here. They will start to clean up the remaining mech. Those Hellions go nowhere. Notice that the Muta went for those Hellions first, make sure they could not do any damage to the line. They will be cleaning up those siege tanks. Wow, absolutely phenomenal play. And I am amazed that the Zerg player was able to deal with that push so one-sidedly. So very beautiful play. Ares got a little ahead of himself, and you know, he got pretty greedy. He wedged himself in between that wall and paid the price to Banelings from the south that he did not know were there. Creep is a scary thing, man, and the Terrans really got to get on top of receding this creep before it gets out of hand, and it will get out of hand very quickly. Already, though, the Terran is massing up quite a nice army again. He's got some Marines in that bunker. There they are. They've got Marine shield. We have no weapons on face for the tanks. Oh, we got Muta coming in here, but they're getting a face full of missile, and now they're swallowing some bullets, too. Marines going to be shooting those down and then stimming. They didn't lose any health, though. They were definitely stimmed. Maybe not. They just look really fast to me right now. Alright. Anyway, so this Bile is going to be pushing down here. It does find this Expo. And, I mean, that was just a timing thing. He knew that around now is when the Zerg wants to take his third. He's going to be checking this. And sure enough, there was a base there. Now he's spreading out his Marines nicely. I like this a lot. This is kind of a scouting thing too. It'll let him know if he's about to get flanked. Muta coming in to try to deal with this, but wisely the Marines will back up to the supporting fire of the rest of the Marines. Now we are not, this is a lot of Muta. This is not a silly number of Muta. This is something to worry about. And you know, the Terran player thinks he's safe. He thinks he's in good shape because he's denied what he thought was the third, but that could be considered the fourth because we do have this gold like built and finished. This is done, okay? And I think Ares, he has no idea, okay? And he thinks he's in good shape because he denied this base, but, you know, he's not behind until that gold gets saturated, and then he's in trouble because he's got his own third, but it's not even done yet, and it's not a gold, so, yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. So, that was good. I didn't see the Zerg player break his rocks for that, but he must have done it, and it must have been preemptive, so very good thinking ahead. I really hope, oh no, this is going to be free kills for the Terra player. Oh, Siege Tank shell the hell out of those Marines, those Zerglings, I mean, and the Zerglings have had a better day in the past, I'm sure. The Marine's going to stim up and run ahead, and some more free Lings. Those Lings are going to have to back off. They can't do anything to this bio ball while the tanks are there, and even if the tanks weren't there, that's a lot of Marines. It would not be worth it. And here the Marines come down to harass this base again. I think he's so confident right now. He is so sure that this is just detrimental to the Zerg. As the Zerglings come in here, they're going to be able to take out these missile turrets. And he's going to catch an SCV transfer. No, not quite. A lot of Marines coming in here. If these Lings can pick off those missile turrets, this command center, which is becoming a PF, will be free for the Muta to kill. But no, 3 more missile turrets going up immediately. This one will burn down, and there it goes. And these Marines are actually all damaged from stim now. Here come the Muta to try to do something, and the Siege Tank Marine Ball for the Terran player is backing off as the Zerg just goes and takes his 5th again. 4th, this is 4th. Spreading creep here, he will be taking his 5th now. And those Muta realize that they're not going to be able to do much. Now, it's going to be about positioning here. See how those Marines are lined up. If those Muta can sweep in from the side and take them one at a time when they're in rows like that, he can get some free kills and not take any Muta losses. So just good map control, good creep spread, and taking the advantage of small timings. Ooh, a good scam by the Terran player, catching a few bathing landmines that would be otherwise deadly. And now he's realizing that this gold is here. Siege tank sieging up, Marines spreading out. Look at how deep that siege line is. Those Marines are going to try to ward off the Muta, which are trying to pick off these tanks. Those tanks need to go down before the Zerg player can really engage this. However, this base is pretty well free. There are 2 missile turrets, but that is not enough for the amount of units that is owned by the Zerg player in this situation. Banelings coming in, crashing into SCVs that were trying to run away. A little bit of a waste. I think he did not need to use Banelings on this at all. He didn't even really need to use Lings. But now the Marines are coming in trying to, you know, clean up this force. It looks like the Terran player is going to just cut his losses and try to do some damage back to Galaxy here. But he's going to be engaged by the Zerg units. The Muta coming in, picking off Marines while they were running. So they weren't even firing back. And the Siege Tank's going to try to shell this hatchery. He's trying to produce with it while it still exists. But that won't be for much longer, as those Siege Tanks are gonna make it look silly. Pounding holes into the side. And those aren't holes that this hatchery wants to have. And yeah, I thought those Muta were gonna fly right into that, but they didn't end up doing that. Ling Muta and more Lings. Lings, and more Lings. Just a fan of those little Lings. And wow, okay, that was pretty one-sided. That was one of those positions. Oh my God! Bailey smashing into all the Marines. Holy cow! The Marine count was just decimated. That is like a third of the remaining Lings. I wonder how these guys feel, man. They go outside and they're like, you know, there's a lot more of us before. I'm not really sure I want to play this game anymore. But they gotta do it, because somebody has a mouse button, a mouse and a right click. And as long as A exists on the keyboard, Marines will have to do their job. Banelings with, oh my God, those Muta are gonna get that tank for free. This Thor is gonna do a lot of damage, but no, magic box by the Muta, and beautifully played. He goes away too early as Marines were coming in to engage. Those Marines are gonna tear up those Muta. Oh no, and he's not magic boxed anymore. He's bunched up. Thor prioritizes the air. This second Thor is gonna do so much damage to the Muta. Look how many Muta are going down. Lings are going to attack this Thor and take it down, but so many Muta went down. It's not cost effective for the Zerg player at all, but it doesn't even matter. Look how many hatcheries are here for the Zerg. There are tons of them. And the Terran player trying to take his third back. He's got this command center here, but he won't be able to land it because there's a Ling burrowed here, which is beautiful play by Galaxy. And unless he wastes a scan, or builds a missile turret, or gets a Raven, he will not be able to land this. And either option is not a good one for Ares right now. And he's going to come in here, and I think he's probably just going to use a scan. Although missile turrets, two missile turrets are being constructed. And oh, he does actually go and scan that, so he wastes a scan. So that was a very cost-effective Ling. That was one less mule. However, there was a drop here for Ares. He did drop on this expansion, and it looks like he probably got a lot of drones. We have 23 drones killed by Ares, and only 7 killed by the Zerg player. So Ares is going to town on Zerg player. Actually, no, I read that wrong. The Zerg player has killed 23 harvesters. The Terran player has killed 7. My apologies. So, quite the difference. And anyway, back to this. This is fully saturated already. And with the wonders of mules, he's not even far behind. Look at this, 33 harvesters to 64. But the Terran player is actually making more minerals than the Zerg. How stupid is that? Oh my god. Oh, that is infuriating. He's making 1,600 and the Zerg is making 1,000 with half the harvesters. And the Zerg is making quite a bit more gas though. So there is that. And the Terran player is going to be pushing down the map. We are seeing armor 1 coming up for the Zerg units. More Muta, more Lings. And look at this. The Terran player is going to push this base. Spineclaw is not really doing what they're meant to do. They're doing a lot more dying than they are killing. And Lings do come in here. And oh, they're going to run face first into a siege line. And I mean, he was right there. He was committing. He was right at those siege tanks. I think he should have just finished the job. But he did back up. He burrowed 2 banelings here, 3 banelings. And the Terran player has no idea. 1 baneling goes down. 2 banelings go down. Those Marines die. That was pretty expensive to kill 4 Marines. 3 banelings for 4 Marines, not a good deal. Lings, oh, those are Muta. Muta are going to come here and pick on this force. The siege tanks are pretty exposed. There's not a lot of Marines here, and they are all like spread out. But those Muta can pick off these small packets of them. I mean, you can pretty much one-shot a pack of 3 Marines with that many Muta. Look how many Muta there are. And I believe they do have upgrades. They have weapons too. Yeah, those Marines would be decimated pretty quick. So we're going to see a little bit of deja vu here. Ling's getting surrounded on this PF. Those workers actually get out of there. They're going to try to repair it. And that PF is down in seconds. So we do see Ares coming over here, picking off a hatchery, which he needs to keep doing this. The Zerg player is going to get way too far ahead of him. He's picking off another hatchery over here. So multiple drops. Good play by Ares. He is on top of things, but the Muta do come and deny any escape for that drop, and the Lings did decimate the Marines on the ground. Siege tank Marines coming over here to break the rocks at the gold. He wants this gold bad. He's going to be flying his original command center to the gold, so that's a beautiful, beautiful feature of Terran that no other race gets to experience. What a nice thing. I'd love to be able to move my Nexus, but no, the Muta are going to punish him for this. Oh no, the Thor are going to get a big shot off on those Muta. Those are soft now, and he's got to deal with that Gold Expo very quickly. However, he is fortified here. Look at all the siege tanks. He's got Thor to stop the Muta from taking advantage of the siege tanks' lack of anti-air. He's over here with a Thor with siege tanks and Marines. There's nothing that the Zerg player can do at this front door, not without taking heavy losses to the point where it would not be worth it. Taking a look at the income tab once again, we're seeing the Terran significantly behind, but now that he's at this Gold Expo, that will change very quickly. We still see 60 harvesters to 33, and now the Terran player is peaking at 1,600 income, balancing back and forth between 12 and 16. But back to the production tab, we are finally seeing infestors. However, I think Broodlords would be a better choice in this situation. So many Muta, but Thor are going to rip those up pretty quick, and the Thor count is climbing. However, we are not seeing any more Thor in construction currently. Just Marines and Medivacs. I guess he's going to try to keep up with those drops. And look at the Muta just tear apart these buildings. They just got a supply depot. They got the armory. That wasn't the armory, that was the engineering bay. And they're going to try to go for the starport. Marines come in here and deny. Those Muta realize that they can just straight up take those Marines, and that's what they're going to do. There's 2 missile turrets, sorry, a missile turret and a Thor. That Thor softened those up pretty quick. And those Muta are going to get out of there. They will regenerate some health. A few Marines coming down here to scout, maybe get some free drone kills, because there aren't any units protecting this base. A drop here as well, so there are a few extra Marines, and this is what comes in the drop. The scan goes down to check for banelings, I believe. And the medevac actually picks those up and gets away. So that is amazing. Muta coming over to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Another drop with Marine on the ground again. Flies right over this base. The drop will land at this newly built hatchery and try to take that down. It looks like this drop over here was cleaned up, probably thanks to the Muta. And will the hatchery go down? Banelings actually clean that up before they can kill the hatchery. 1 Marine left, and he won't be able to DPS his hatchery down fast enough. I mean, something's bound to come over and kill that, and it will be the Muta. Actually, a Ling pops, and oh, losing Lings because of the medevac. That's silly, but the Muta will put an end to that quite quickly. And over here, Ares is just pounding away at this gold expo. I mean, at this point, I think the Zerg player should just focus on denying more expos, because this is almost mined out. I mean, there's no point in smashing your forces up against this. Zerg player almost maxed. And, yeah. Alright, so Ling's coming in here to deny another drop, which is really working on getting this expansion down, as the entire army is actually going to come over here and push. Is he going to siege up? I don't really know how he's going to play this. Actually, another drop. He can't really clean up this drop. Where are the Muta? The Muta are on the wrong side of the map. And here comes a push. He will get the hatchery in the end. And he does annihilate the Zerg forces on the ground, getting a free baneling that looked like he was on hold position or something. So that hatch does finally go down after several attempts from the Terran player. Oh my goodness, the infestors come in. They are free! Oh my goodness, this siege tanks just annihilate like 5, 6 infestors. Oh my god, what a terrible misrally, misclick. I don't know what that was. That was such a good pickup for the Terran player. Terran player will come in here and try to do some damage. There are a lot of Lings. Those siege tanks better be sieged on the low ground. He will start shelling the Lings. The Lings are not on hold position. 3 Lings for the Terran player. He only loses a few siege tanks to kill a lot of Lings. And actually, he lost 4 siege tanks, I think. But like I said, those were a lot of Lings, so I think that was a good pickup. There's a lot of larvae that isn't coming back. And these Marines are going to be able to take out this hatchery. This game is very quickly swinging into the Terran's favor. And there's a lonely overlord here scouting for drops. I think it's been there the whole game, actually. I've been seeing it by the corner of my eye. And, wow, the Terran player is killing these hatcheries, but the Zerg player is replacing them as fast as they are dying, being very ballsy with where he puts them. I mean, this is right next door. This is arm's throw within Ares' gold base, and it's only a matter of time before he finds that with a drop, I think. And the Terran player, he's got quite the large army, despite his lack of income at this point. I mean, he's got 1 base. He's mined out at both his natural and his main. The Zerg player's got broodlords. He's got a shit ton of broodlords, and he's going to come in here, probably start annihilating Terran units. That expansion is going to go down. He doesn't see it because it hadn't landed yet. Here come the Muta, though. They will spot this. It just lands, and it's not going to get to do what it wanted to do. And that's not what the engineers had in mind when they put that thing together. And once again, some assembly required. Oh my god. That was pretty cool watching those parts fall down there. A little pool, oh, that's so cute. Let's go for a swim. Anyway, we got broodlords, man. And as clever as those supply depots were, they're not doing their job anymore. As there is no bunker to protect, they're just there to die. We have the Terran player also killing some bases, so this is turning into a crazy base trade situation. But there is not much the Terran player can do at this point. There's a Thor just ripping apart Muta that are not magic boxed. Finally, the magic box can kill that Thor. You're going to get a lot of SCVs here. You're going to get the command center. I mean, this is all Terran has left, is what's here in this army. He's got SCVs to repair it, but he's got a very, very large army defending this command center as the Zerg forces rip through the Terran base. And there's just so much stuff here. Free tanks for the Zerg player. And Broodlord's going to be trying to clean up that tank, but no. The ground army comes in here. We do have Thor on the backside, and Marine on this side. Get a surround on air units. Really? Oh my goodness, the Terran player manages to take down the Zerg in his own base. How do you surround air units? That was amazing. What an ambush by the Terran player. He bought his time. He used this backspace to hide a bunch of Marines and a Thor, and he just sandwiched the air units. That was such a brilliant play. Such patience from Ares. That is the skill of Startales Bomber right there. And yeah, man, I was really impressed by that. Medivacs, full of units going down now. And the Terran player comes over here trying to take this, but he needs to kill that Ling. He's going to land his command center just to scan. And there it goes. And now he's going to pick up and move it closer to the mineral line. He's got a few SCVs left, I think. Yeah, he does have a handful. A little long distance line for a sec. He doesn't even have time to move that closer. Actually, fungal growth went down from the high ground, killing almost that entire army. Look how much blood is everywhere. Just kind of matches the tanks now. It's adorable. And we got some Lings cleaning up some leftover shit over here. And Ares finally GG's after a long, brutal game of cat and mouse, tearing apart each other's expos. Finally goes down. Guys, this was a pretty impressive game, in my opinion. I'm SSN and Carnum. You're watching StarCraft Inc. You guys have yourselves a good night.